myself wondering, what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure.
Buddy.
Good morning.
Three two number.
Angelina's mom.
And are you a victim in that case, ma'am?
They have me listed, yes.
Okay. If you can just keep yourself muted until she comes up, and then you can speak at that time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you mute your phone, ma'am?
It's already on you.
Well, it's not on mute if I can hear you.
Yeah.
There you go. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Jesse Callagy?
Mr. Callaghy, you're finally out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Great. So you are being seen this morning. You've got a warrant for a shoplifting and drug paraphernalia charge from 2021. And then you've got some failures to appear. That case is out of Marana. Sir, if I order that you be released on your promise to appear, are you going to get to court?
Yeah.
All right. Where are you living?
On Laino in the freeway?
Okay. Do you have an address or?
Yeah.
Let me make sure we have that. Is it on Calle Marco?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So, sir, you need to be in Marana City Court. You've got to get there so you can take care of this so you don't continue to have a warrant, okay? That is, that hearing is going to be September 4th at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sir. You're excused. Is our no name coming up next?
I don't think so, Your Honor. Sorry, the CO just stepped out.
Okay.
You're gonna go around the participant seat. You'll sit here. Next, all the way around to the next, all the way. Okay. Next.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Christopher Calano?
Seat.
All right, Mr. Catalano, you're being seen this morning because you've got some warrants. I understand that you're also being held without bond on a Superior Court probation violation. So let's see, you've got a Justice Court warrant for driving on a suspended license and false license plate from 2022. I'm going to order, I'm just going to order that you be held on a $100 bond, cash bond on that case. And then you'll be seen on Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon by video. And I will appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you in that case. And then you've got some city court warrants as well. 4 total warrants. On those cases, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. And I will reappoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you will be seen for a video review on August 19th at 1:45 in the afternoon. You understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Davis.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Yeah, John Charles Davis.
Mr. Davis, you're being seen on a few matters this morning. The first is a new charge of criminal trespass. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have a couple of warrants out of Justice Court, one for criminal trespass from March 11th of this year, and one for assault from April 21st of this year. And when you did not go to court in those cases, warrants issued for your arrest. Sir, do you have an address currently?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
3018 West Emerald Circle.
Any particular reason why you haven't gone to court?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Okay.
I also promise to appear.
You what?
I also promise to appear.
I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond on all 3 of your Justice Court cases. So they'll be concurrent to each other. And if you are still in custody, you'll be seen by video on Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you were to bond out, you need to be in Justice Court on Monday at 1 o'clock, or warrants will issue for your arrest and that bond will be in jeopardy. Do you understand? I'm going to appoint Douglas Taylor to represent you in those cases. And I'm ordering that you not return to any of the incident locations and that you have no contact with any victims. You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
Sign the paper. Thanks.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Angel Garcia.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, you're being seen on a couple of warrants. You've got one out of Marana for shoplifting, drug paraphernalia, and false report to law enforcement from 2022, and then failures to appear resulting in the warrant. And then you've also got a warrant out of Douglas. And I understand that you are being held on a felony matter as well. So on the Douglas case, that's out of Nogales Municipal Court, I am going to order that you be released on that charge. But if you, will they see him on video on this date? Nogales? Okay, well, I'm gonna, your hearing is scheduled for August 27th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You may be seen by video if you're still in custody. And then on the Marana case, again, I'm going to order that you be released on that case, but since you're being held on the felony, you will be seen by video on Monday at noon for your Marana case. All right, sir? You understand?
Good.
All right, you're excused.
That's your nurse. Reed. It's focused. Miss Reed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I get your full name, please?
Yep, Erin Elizabeth Green.
Ms. Green, you're being seen this morning on a charge of failure to comply with a court order. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
It won't happen again. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, I will take your word for it and allow you to be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm reiterating no contact of any kind with Matthew.
Right.
You understand that means no contact at all, no phone, no text, no social media, no asking a third party to get in touch with him, nothing. You get that?
Right.
Right. No further acts of domestic violence, and you need to be in Marana City Court on September 4th at 10 o'clock in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest, okay? Okay. All right, you're excused.
Thanks.
No. Put her in. Hey, Miss Reed. Miss Reed. Sorry, Rick. Yeah. Put her in.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Gordon Travis Hamill.
Okay. Mr. Hamill, you are being seen this morning on a charge of interfering with judicial proceedings. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a moment to look at your paperwork here. I have a question for pretrial services.
This is Lisa with Pretrial Services.
Hi, Lisa. So, I understand that there was no workup done, because the reason being that this is a violation of a release condition. But I'm wondering if do you have any other information that you can give me at all? Like,
It was a contempt of court charge and we don't release those.
well, okay. It just would be really helpful to me to still have to get the failure to appear information and when this previous when the order was put in place, and I don't have any of that. Is that possible to get that?
The only charge we have is on the citation, and that's all we have regarding this matter.
Okay. Sir, are you living at this address 346 West Zalara Vista? Clara Vista, okay. Um, it's like that's Green Valley and you were arrested in Vale, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna order that you be released on your promise to appear in court, but I'm going to order that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. And I'm ordering that you not go. Do you have any other reason to go to Vale? Do you have to go
Not
there?
anymore.
No?
Not anymore.
Great. I'm going to order that you not go to Vale. Okay? All right. And no contact. No, you know this, but to remind you, that means no phone, no text, no email, no social media, no asking third parties to get in contact. And now it also means not going to Vale. Okay? You understand that, sir?
Yes.
Okay. No further acts of domestic violence, and you need to be in Green Valley Justice Court on August 15th at 8:30 in the morning.
August 15th, 8:30.
Yes, and you'll get paperwork with that information on it. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Bias. Yeah.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Andrew Modest.
Hey, Mr. Matas, you are being seen this morning on charges of DUI, 3 counts of disorderly conduct, and 1 count of resisting arrest. Give me just a moment to look over your paperwork here. So, sir, because you did not give any information to pretrial services, I don't, my inclination is to hold you on a bond because I don't have any information to make my decision. So I'll give you the choice of I can either hold you on a bond or I can continue this hearing to tonight's session so that you can have an opportunity to talk to pretrial.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to speak to pretrial yet.
Okay. So pretrial, you good with that? If I continue him to tonight, he'll get a chance to talk to you all.
Yeah, it's fine. We should be able to post release him if
Okay.
he's willing to talk to us.
All right, good. Then I will continue this to tonight's session. All right. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Regardless.
No, you guys.
Oh, can I get your full name, please?
Angelina Corrales.
Okay. Ms. Corrales, you're being seen this morning on charges of assault, criminal damage, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Those are all domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You've also got, it looks like you've got 5 total cases in Tucson City Court. Oh,
They put me on diversion right now.
right. I see that you were just in court 3 days ago and you were put on diversion. And one of the conditions of release at that hearing was that you have no contact of any kind with your grandmother, Norma. And she's one of the named victims in this case.
Yeah, because I'm also not supposed to go to my mom's house, but if she has my clothes and I did ask the officer to go get my clothes, well, she would not let me in. And I've been sleeping at Reed Park too, so I'm just trying to do what I can just to get clothes. And if I'm not sleeping at the park, I'm sleeping with my friend's house. So I'm just trying to like get everything situated. And I'm going to appointments at La Frontera, which is giving me my credit a diversion. So I really don't know what's
Okay.
here.
And I know your mom is on the line. Can you unmute yourself now, ma'am? What is it? Star, if you want to press *6, that should get you unmuted. Okay, great. So
Hello?
tell me your name, please, for the record. Okay, and what would you like me to know?
I've been saying your got released from Pima County Jail. It's not that I don't let her in. I actually take her in because if there's a storm, she has nowhere to sleep, what she tells me all the time. I just feel she needs 24/7 care. I don't think jail is a thing for her, but I can't have her here anymore because of the safety of my other children. But she's telling me that court says if she has nowhere else to go at all, she can stay with me. So I know that's not the thing. And then as far as La Frontera, I do see that she is trying, but when she gets in her manic moments, she won't comply. So I spoke with her case manager, and they're on the verge of just like taking her off the program because she'll comply when it comes to court, and then after court, she'll cancel all her appointments or not go up.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for that information. So, Ms. Corrales, it looks like there's also a mental health hold on you. So even if I were to release you, you wouldn't get released at this time because you need to be evaluated.
They're meant to be in a
Yeah.
hospital.
Okay. So I am going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and that you commit no acts of domestic violence, that you continue to have no contact of any kind with your grandmother, Norma. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Currently, you had your next hearing was scheduled for September 2nd. I'm going to vacate that hearing and we will set a video review in front of Judge Blue in mental health court for August 20th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Okay, so you'll be seen in 10 days with Judge Blue.
How do I talk to anybody about a DCS case too as well?
I can't advise you on that. I would suggest that you talk to your attorney. Okay. All right, ma'am. You're excused.
Gilbert.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
I didn't get it over.
Mr. Gilbert, you're being seen this morning on some warrants that you have out of Tucson City Court. It looks like you've got 11 cases total. They're all in warrant status currently. I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. If you were to post that bond, I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, and you will be seen by Judge Hale if you're still in custody on video on August 19th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you were to post bond, you need to make sure that you get to city court on September 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Do you understand? All right, sir, you're excused.
Johnson.
All the way up, sir.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Travis Columbus Johnson, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, you're being seen this morning on a new charge of disorderly conduct, domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You've also got another case in Tucson City Court for which you were set for trial on that was supposed to go on August 20th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Can I say something, ma'am?
Hold on just a second, please. All right, so sir, I am going to release you on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. Pretrial services did speak with Miss Marshall and she did not object to your release and said that you're welcome to return home.
Okay. See, when pre-trial, they talked to me this morning, pre-trial, right? They had released me on post, what they call the post release.
Uh-huh.
And they came back about 10 minutes after I signed the paper, said they amended my charge. I couldn't have to see the judge. And they said I wasn't supposed to have no contact with somebody, but wasn't nobody's name on that paperwork.
Okay.
So I'm trying who's the person I'm supposed to have contact with.
That you have no contact with?
Yeah, he says it wasn't on the paperwork.
Well,
He took the paperwork.
I'm not ordering no contact with Miss Marshall because she wants to have contact with you. I don't know who the victim is in your other.
I'm the one calling the police.
In your pending case.
Oh, no, I ain't got no contact with Miss Marshall in my pending case. We don't got no contact. They dropped it a long time ago. He was talking about the case tonight.
Okay.
I'm the one calling the police. Okay.
All right. So I don't see any no contact. Okay. Right now. So I think you're good to go. Just make sure that you get to court on your trial date is going to stay the same, August 20th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And Judge Million will talk to you about this case at that time too.
Okay.
Okay. Sound good? Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Mr. Orzo, you're being seen this morning on charges of criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia, and prescription drug possession. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, it looks like you're being held on a felony hold currently without bond. I am going to order that you be released as to these misdemeanor charges, but you'll be seen because you're still going to be in custody on that felony case on August 19th, or I'm sorry, no, it'll be a non-transport review September 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If that hold were to be lifted at some point and you get released, you need to make sure that you get to city court to take care of this case. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm appointing the city public defender's office to represent you. All right, you're excused.
Got it.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Hi, yes, it's Ana Quintana Armendariz.
You're being seen this morning on charges of disorderly conduct and criminal damage. Those are domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Pretrial services, there's no workup on her.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to go into the initial appearance screen, so I sent it over.
Okay.
We didn't have any contact information for the alleged victim. So we didn't have his input.
Okay. Did you get that, Kim? Oh, thank you. Got it. So, ma'am, are you currently living with your boyfriend?
So as of right now, no,
Okay.
that got kicked out, so.
You've got somewhere else to go?
Yes,
All right.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, and that you have no contact of any kind at this time with Devin Burgett.
Okay.
Do you still have personal belongings at that residence?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to order that you not go to his residence or workplace and that you not contact him on the phone or any other way, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on September 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Ruiz.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please? Mr. Ruiz, this is the time set for an initial appearance on charges of disorderly conduct, assault, criminal damage, all domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in Tucson City Court. That's going to be on September 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon with Judge Millian. And I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. I am going to order at this time that you have no contact with the alleged victim, Jacqueline Tolleson. Were you two residing together? Okay. All right. Well, I don't want you two residing together for now, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So make sure you get to court on September 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You've got an old 2019 case that you had a warrant issued for your arrest out of Tucson City Court as well. And so you need to make sure that you get to court on that date so that you can take care of both of these matters, okay?
Yeah.
All right, sir, you're excused.
Maria.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Yeah, Esmeralda Santa Maria.
Okay. Miss Santa Maria, you're being seen this morning on charges of assault and disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Are you living currently with the alleged victim, your boyfriend, Joseph?
Yeah, because me and my mom are on the lease, but my stuff is there and I have nowhere else to go other than that address.
Okay. Do you have any idea if he stayed there?
Probably not, because I know there's still the first apartment we were at.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, and that you have no contact of any kind at this time with Joseph, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on September 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest, okay?
All right.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
I'm Christine Marie Schonhorst.
Ms. Shanhor, you're being seen this morning because you have a petition to revoke your probation out of Tucson City Court. I'm going to read that to you. It says that on December 22nd of 2022, that you were adjudicated guilty of 2 counts of domestic violence, interfering with judicial proceedings, and assault with injury. You were placed on unsupervised probation for a period of 24 months. You were given written conditions of probation, and the court was petitioned to revoke your probation because the probation department says that you violated probation by failing to attend a review hearing and by failing to comply with the agency. I will enter denials of those allegations. I am going to order that you be held on a $1,500 cash or secured bond. And you'll be seen by Judge Blue on August 20th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you're in custody, it'll be a video review. If you bond out, you need to be in court on that date. Do you understand? Okay, and I'll reappoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. Thank you, ma'am. You're excused.
Is that the only, what is it called? Charges I'm here for?
That's all I have. Let me look and see if you're in custody on anything else.
Thank you. And it's true, I didn't like the probation because I went to the agency and they told me to leave. They wouldn't let me go in. Oh.
All right.
So I
Well,
did.
you're going to talk to Judge Blue about that on the 20th, okay? It looks
Fine.
It looks to me like that's all you're here on.
So it's just Tucson City Court and
Just Tucson City Court. Yep.
that's the warrants.
Yes.
So there's no trespassing or paraphernalia, and this is just for the domestic violence from 2022.
Correct.
Could I be released with a pretrial agreement?
No, you're being held on a $1,500 bond. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is that good? Please.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Dimitri Joseph Meshe.
All right. Mr. Mazak, you are being seen this morning on a charge of first-degree murder. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. The state is asking for a $1 million bond. I'll hear from Ms. Nagley.
Judge, excuse me, Judge, given the nature of the offense, this is a first-degree murder is what he's been alleged to have done, where he shot the victim in the head. He does have 3 or more prior violent convictions and 5 prior felony convictions, and has an active NVCA flag, so we are asking for the $1 million bond.
Okay. And defense?
And Your Honor, unfortunately, I think because this came in on a direct indictment, I don't have a lot of information at this time to sort of refute anything. I will say that these are, as Ms. Nagley pointed out, just allegations. Pretrial services did rate him as a 2, if he were theoretically released. However, given the serious nature of the charges, we would just ask for a reduction in the bond.
I am going to impose the $1 million bond. Cash are secured and released to pretrial if that bond were to be posted. No contact of any kind with the alleged victim's family. No firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Public defender is appointed and arraignment is scheduled for August 16th at 1:30 in Superior Court. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
1 second. Are you okay? This is your next click. So clear to me. Yes, you do. It's a free phone. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Hello, we have a Richmond.
Mr. Richmond, you're being seen this morning on a charge of failure to register. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you right now. I see that probation has a hold without bond currently, and the state is asking for a $5,000 bond plus pretrial services release. Defense counsel, did you want to be heard?
Just briefly, I think given the probation hold and the fact that he's a longtime resident and is homeless, there might be some challenges to the allegations regarding the registration violation. So I would just ask for a nominal bond. I mean, even lower than $5,000. Obviously, he's going to be kept here by the probation hold.
All right, and I also noted that he did register as recently as April 17th of this year and did register as homeless and is only out of compliance by, I think, a couple of weeks. So I'm going to order a $100 cash bond and preliminary hearing date will be scheduled for August 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
There you go.
Tómase todito, por favor.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Muy buenos días, señor. ¿Me puede dar su nombre, por favor?
Julio Alberto Meranza Traslaviño.
Julio Alberto Meranza Traslaviño.
Hey, Mr. Maranza, you are being seen this morning on charges of assault, disorderly conduct, 2 counts. Those are domestic violence offenses.
Muy buenos días. Usted está compareciendo el día de hoy por una acusación de agresión, alteración al orden público y son 2 delitos de violencia doméstica.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado. Todo lo que diga puede y será utilizado en su contra.
Okay.
And can I just confirm with the jail that he has an ICE hold?
That's correct.
Correct, Your Honor.
Y dice la juez que quiere confirmar con la cárcel que usted tiene una orden de retención de ICE y le confirman que sí, en efecto, sí la tiene.
So, sir, you currently have a hold by immigration. So even if I were to release you, they would then come and pick you up.
Bueno, señor, usted sí tiene una orden de retención vigente con inmigración, entonces aunque yo lo liberara el día de hoy, ellos vendrían a recogerlo.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond.
Lo que voy a ordenar es que usted siga estando bajo custodia con una fianza de $500 en efectivo o asegurada.
If you do not post that bond, you'll stay here at the county jail and then you can be seen on your city court matter.
Y si usted no deposita la fianza, entonces usted va a seguir estando detenido y va a comparecer ante un juez para responder a la acusación de la ciudad de Tucson.
That video review hearing is scheduled for August 19th at 1:45.
Y esa audiencia de revisión está programada para el 19 de agosto a la 1:45.
If you do post that bond, it's likely that you would be picked up by immigration at that time.
Y si usted deposita la fianza, muy probablemente en ese momento sea recogido por el Departamento de Migración.
You understand that, sir?
¿Le quedó claro, señor?
Sí, ¿puedo hacer una pregunta?
Yes, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Dígame.
Sobre lo del DUI, porque ahora me tenía que entregar aquí a la prisión.
Oh, so regarding the DUI accusation, because I was supposed to report here today to the jail.
Yeah, he's checked in. We let that good stuff.
The jail says
Did
that
you
you were checked in
I'm sorry.
on the DUI.
Sí, la cárcel ya tiene el registro de que usted se reportó por esa acusación de DUI.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and just one other thing, sir, I'm just ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, Lennon Soto.
Señor, estoy ordenando que usted no tenga contacto con la presunta víctima, Lennon Soto.
Okay, super.
And that is why. Why?
Otra pregunta.
And I have another question.
Yes.
Sobre las amenazas que él me hizo a mí, ¿qué va a pasar con eso?
So regarding the threat that he made against me, what's going to happen with that?
You're going to talk to the judge when you're seen on August 19th at 1:45.
Cuando usted comparezca ante el juez el día 19 de agosto a la 1:45, ahí es el momento de decirle al juez.
And I'm appointing the city public defender's office to represent you so you can talk to your attorney as well.
Y le voy a asignar el defensor público de la ciudad de Tucson para que lo represente y también para que hable con él acerca de ese asunto. ¿Está bien?
Okay.
Okay.
So ahorita tengo que depositar los $500 de eso.
So right now I have to post the bond of $500 for that.
Can the jail tell me how long is he in custody on the DUI?
10 days. 10 days, Your Honor.
Okay, so
Bueno.
go ahead.
Dice la juez, le pregunta a los encargados de la cárcel que si por cuánto tiempo usted ha estado detenido por el DUI, ha estado bajo custodia en la cárcel y le responde la cárcel que 10 días.
Okay.
So if you were to post that $500 bond, like I said, it's very likely you will be picked up by immigration.
Bueno, como le repito, si usted deposita la fianza de esos $500 que yo le ordené, muy probablemente lo recoge migración.
If you do not post the bond, then you'll have your hearing on August 19th.
Y si usted no deposita la fianza, va a seguir detenido y va a tener una audiencia el 19 de agosto.
Okay, está bien.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
You're excused.
Gracias, señor, y se puede retirar. Gracias. And Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
Do we have any other Spanish speakers at the jail?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Fernandez.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
That's
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Francisco Javier Almada.
Mr. Almada, you are being seen this morning on charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct with a dangerous instrument. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. The state is asking for a $20,000 bond. I'll hear from Ms. Nagley.
Judge, we're asking for the $20,000 bond. I understand that the victim has no objection to release and wants contact. However, given the nature of the offense where he had a knife and he threatened to kill the victim and then pushed the victim around, causing her to fall, and she did sustain some injuries on her arm. Based on the pretrial services report, it doesn't look like he has housing confirmed separate from the victim. So for those reasons, Judge, we are asking that he be held.
Okay. Can pretrial services confirm that he has no misdemeanor history?
Yes, Your Honor. Give me 1 second. Yeah, no, there's no misdemeanor domestic violence history.
Okay. All right, defense.
Your Honor, as it stands now, it looks like this is currently charged as an F6. These are just allegations. He's low on the NCA and FTA scales, 67, has a family, and as Ms. Nagley noted, his wife does not object to release. He is a longtime resident and is retired with no priors. He has friends and a son whom he can reside with, which are apart from the alleged victim. So I would ask for pretrial release, given that they have indicated they can supervise him. And if the court is not inclined to grant release, we would just ask for a low bond. Again, given that he has no priors and his wife does not object to his release.
I'm going to order a $5,000 bond, cash or secured, release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. No firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and I am going to order no contact of any kind with Miss Almada. So that, sir, is whether she wants to have contact with you or not. You are not allowed to have contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I'm going to order that you not return to the residence. And I will put in my order that you can return one time with a police escort to pick up your personal belongings. So you would take my order to the nearest police station and ask them to go with you to get your things, okay?
Okay.
And then preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th at 1:30. But sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So if you do post this bond, it is very important that you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to go to court. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Your Honor, who is he assigned?
Oh, thank you. Public defender.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for me?
Arnold. Ortega.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Jeremiah Monroe Arnold.
Mr. Arnold, you're being seen this morning on a felony charge of criminal trespass and a misdemeanor charge of criminal damage. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney on the felony charge. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services, so I will follow that recommendation. You need to get in touch with them when you are released. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and do not return to the incident location. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 30th, but that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You will get a hearing at a later date. So it's very important that you're in touch with your attorney and with pretrial services so that you know when to go to court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then on the misdemeanor, that is going to be out of Marana City Court, and I'm going to give you a court date that you do need to be at. That is going to be September 4th at 10 o'clock in the morning in Marana City Court. If you don't go to that hearing, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, and I am ordering that you be released on your promise to appear in, for the misdemeanor charge, and again, no return to the incident location.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
You're excused. You're welcome.
Barrett.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Henry Thomas Barrett.
Mr. Barrett, you're being seen this morning on a charge of shoplifting with a prior conviction in the last 5 years. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services, so I will follow that recommendation. Order that you be released to them, so you need to get in touch with pretrial when you're released. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not return to Target.
Okay. Thank you.
And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 30th at 1:30. But sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So it's very important you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to go to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. Do you understand? And sir, do you have an address currently? Say that again for me slowly. 730 East Timberlands. Thank you. Limberlost Drive, is there an apartment number? 112? Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. You're excused. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please? Ms. Beck, you're being seen this morning on charges of criminal damage between $2,000 and $10,000. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Sure.
Do you have an address, ma'am?
I have a mailing address.
Okay, what's that?
It's 9321 East Stella Road, Tucson, Arizona, 85730.
Thank you. Right. The state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services, so that is what I will do. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, so you need to check in with them when you are released. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs and no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 30th at 1:30. But that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. So you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to go to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
And is she assigned the public defender, Your Honor?
Yes, public defender. Thank you.
Downey.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Jill Marie Downey.
Miss Downey, you're being seen this morning on charges of possession of a narcotic drug for sale and possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you right now. So, ma'am, it appears that you are currently released for a similar charge out of Mojave County. The state could ask for a no bond hold, given that situation, but they are asking for $1,000 bond plus pretrial services release. Did defense want to be heard?
No, Your Honor, we'll defer to the court.
All right, I'm going to order the $1,000 bond, cash or secured, released to pretrial if that bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no firearms or weapons. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th at 1:30. So ma'am, if you post that bond, you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney at the public defender, okay?
Yes.
And with Mojave County. You're excused.
Back up.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Thomas Gagnon.
Mr. Gagnon, you are being seen this morning because you have a warrant out of Pinal County Superior Court. I see that you're being held by probation here with no bond. I'm going to order that you be held on this Pinal County case on a $5,000 cash or secured bond. You will have a review hearing on September 9th at 9 o'clock in the morning so that we can see what's going on with your local matter, okay?
Yeah, I didn't understand that because they told me my charges were dismissed, and then all of a sudden I have a warrant, and I had no way to get a hold of me, so I didn't even know about it till just last night when they arrested me.
Okay. All right. We'll see you again in a month then. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Gastellum. Sir, have a seat.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Christian Jesus Gastellum.
Mr. Gastellum, you're being seen this morning on charges of prohibited possessor and unlawful flight from law enforcement. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you right now. Ms. Nagley, I saw that you put a $2,500 bond recommendation plus pretrial, but then also said that you made that recommendation before you saw pretrial services report. Are you sticking with that recommendation?
Yes, Judge, and just as a correction to the written recommendation, I did put 2 firearms. It should just be 1 firearm as a prohibited possessor. There were multiple magazines, but we are asking for the $2,500 bond given that he does have prior felony convictions. So he is facing mandatory prison time on this count.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, we're asking for pretrial release given that he is low on the FTA scale and is a lifelong resident. He's young, and it appears the the priors alleged are older. this was flagged as a non-violent offense and pretrial believes that they, or I guess, would put him on level 1 supervision. So given pretrial's assessment, we would ask for pretrial service release. In addition to him being low on the failure to appear scale, if the court is inclined to set a bond, we would just ask for a low bond.
I'm going to order a $1,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial. If that bond is posted, no firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Gross.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Alan Gross.
Mr. Gross, you're being seen for a couple different matters. The first are felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and weapons misconduct during a drug offense. And then you have some misdemeanor charges of DUI and DUI with a drug metabolite. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Give me just a moment to look at your paperwork. So are you still living at this address on Oro Valley? In Oro Valley? On Divot? Okay. The state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services on the felony charges. So that is what I am going to order. So you need to make sure that you're in contact with pretrial. When you get released, I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 30th, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you're in touch with pretrial and your attorney so that you know when to go to court. You understand?
Yeah.
And then on the misdemeanor charges,
No. Well, I've got up to 1003 on JP with a half, and I had one
to say that there is probable cause on this DUI, actual physical control. It doesn't sound like there was an engine running or anything and he was asleep. I will order, sir, that you be released on your promise to appear in justice court on the DUI. Okay, so you need to get to court on September 9th at 8:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Okay, you need to get to that hearing so that you can take care of these misdemeanors. All right?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're excused.
Let's see. Art.
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
Yes, it's Stephanie Leart.
Ms. Hurt, you're being seen this morning on charges of organized retail theft, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Pretrial, or the state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services, so I'm going to follow that recommendation. So you need to check in with them when you are released. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them and no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm ordering that you not return to the incident location, which is Target. I'm just going to order that you not go to any Target at this time.
Okay.
And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 30th at 1:30. But ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. Make sure that you get that from your attorney and pre-trials, okay?
Thank
All right,
you.
you're excused. Okay, sir, can I get your full name, please? Mr. Herby, you're being seen this morning on a charge of transfer of a narcotic drug. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Pretrial, or the state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services. I'm going to follow that recommendation. Ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs and monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Your preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 30th at 1:30, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you are in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to go to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Yes. Thank you. Ladies.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Yes, Logan Ashley Ives.
Okay, Ms. Ives, you're being seen this morning on a few different matters. The first one that we're going to take care of is our felony drug charges, possession of narcotic and possession of drug paraphernalia. The state has moved to dismiss those charges without prejudice. So I'm going to order that those be dismissed. They could bring those charges back at a future date, but for now they are dismissed. And you'll be released on those charges. And then you have a couple of warrants. One out of Eloy. For prescription drug possession. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. You need to contact Eloy Central Panel JP. When you're released, you're going to have some information on your paperwork when you get out that has that information on it. You need to get in contact with them so that you can take care of that case. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And finally, you've got a couple of warrants out of city court, drug paraphernalia and prescription drugs from 2023, and then a criminal trespass drug paraphernalia from June of this year. And when you did not go to city court, warrants issued for your arrest. So ma'am, if I order that you be released, are you going to get to court?
Yes, ma'am, right away, ma'am. No problems.
So I'm going to order that you be released on your city court matters on your promise to appear in court. That hearing will be on August 22nd, a little less than 2 weeks away, okay?
Okay.
In front of Judge Blue at 9 o'clock in the morning in city court. Again, I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs. And all right, so city court on August 22nd at 9 o'clock, okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're excused.
Downey.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Salvatore Giannotti.
Mr. Gennady, you're being seen this morning on several different matters. The first one is a new charge of possession of a narcotic drug. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on your felony matters. You also have another felony case that was in warrant status for dangerous drugs, narcotic drugs, and drug paraphernalia from February of this year. The state is recommending $500 bonds on each of those cases, plus pretrial services release. Did defense want to be heard?
Your Honor, I would just note that it appears he's currently homeless, but he has been here for 9 years and he has no priors. So if the court is inclined to grant the state's ask for the bonds, we would just ask them to run with him current.
And Judge, the state has no objection to concurrent bonds in the two cases.
Thank you. All right, so on the, oh, you know what? I can't do concurrent bonds because one is in Superior Court for arraignment and this other one is pre-indictment, so.
Could we reduce the bond amounts to equal the concurrent amount? I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do $250 cash bonds on each of those. There's an arraignment scheduled for August 16th at 1:30 on the warrant case. I'm also ordering release to pretrial if the bond is posted, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Oh, that we probably need a smart hearing, right? Yes.
Yes.
So we'll set a smart court hearing for August 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. So then, oh wait, nope, just kidding. He's been indicted. So not on that one, on the other one. So on the pre-indictment case, also a $250 cash bond and release to pretrial if posted. And smart court hearing will be August 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And we'll set the preliminary hearing date for August 30th. All right. And then we've got misdemeanor warrants as well. There's one out of Marana for driving on a suspended license from May 12th of this year. On that case, I'm going to order release OR and note that you are in custody. So if you do not post those bonds, you'll be seen on Monday by video at noon. If you were to post the bonds, you need to be in Marana City Court Monday at noon, or warrant will issue for your arrest again, ordering that you not drive without a valid driver's license. And then there is a justice court warrant. This is for DUI from March 6th of this year. On this case, I'm going to order that you be held on another $250 cash bond. And do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And you will be seen by video in justice court on August 12th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we'll appoint Adam Waters to represent you in justice court. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yep. Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Olivarez.
Okay. What about almost the?
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Valentin Isidro Olivarez.
Mr. Olivarez, you are being seen this morning on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Sir, I see that you're being held no bond on a probation hold, and so my inclination is to order that you be held on a small bond on this case so that you're getting credit for time served while you're here. Defense counsel, you good with that?
Yes, I was just gonna ask for a nominal bond.
All right. So we'll make that a $250 cash bond and release to pretrial. If that bond were to be posted, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Smart court hearing August 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Preliminary hearing date of August 30th at 1:30. You understand, sir?
Yes, I had a question. For the probation violation, if I'm going to rehab for that probation violation, because I spoke to my probation officer, what do I do if I don't have the means to post that bond?
Then ask your attorney to file a motion to modify your conditions of release to have that changed.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
You're welcome.
Ortega.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Jose Guadalupe Ortega.
Mr. Ortega, you're being seen this morning on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, prohibited possessor, and possessing a firearm during a felony narcotics offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. I note that there is a Department of Corrections hold. The state's asking for a $1,000 bond. Defense, good with that?
Yes.
All right. We'll impose a $1,000 cash or secured bond, released to pretrial if that bond were to be posted and the DOC hold were to be lifted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th at 1:30. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Perez.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Angel Isaiah Perez.
Mr. Perez, you are being seen this morning on charges of aggravated assault with a dangerous instrument, 2 counts, and aggravated assault with temporary but substantial injury. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. The state is asking for a $75,000 bond. I'll hear from Ms. Nagley.
Judge, we're asking for the $75,000 bond given the nature of the offense where he stabbed one of the victims and then attempted to stab the second victim. The victim that was stabbed, it looks like he was stabbed 2 times and it required stitches. And per the interim complaint, it says he had a broken scapula. Based on the nature of the offense, the defendant does have 2 prior felony convictions. He has an active NVCA flag. This is a victim case, and I understand pretrial services only reaches out to victims in domestic violence cases for initial appearances. However, victims are entitled to provide input on release conditions, and so since we don't have those, Judge, we are asking for the $75,000 bond.
Thank you. Defense.
And Your Honor, this interim complaint is short and it's a little difficult to read because it's handwritten. I would just, I guess, remind the court respectfully that these are just allegations and we don't have all the facts to the case. An interim complaint certainly does not paint the entire picture. He's 25 and he's a longtime resident. He has 3 kids and has a verified place to stay as well as family support. I would note that pretrial services is able to monitor him at a slightly higher level. They indicate that he would be a 2. If the court is not inclined to release him to pretrial services, we would just ask for a much lower bond than what the state is asking for. Again, given that he is 25, has a place to stay, has children, and that we don't have all the facts.
Thank you. I'm going to order a $50,000 bond, cash or secured, released to pretrial services. If that bond is posted, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th at 1:30. Right, sir, here, excused.
Roberts.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Yes, my name is Javon Jessica Roberts.
Hi, Mr. Roberts, you are being seen this morning on charges of kidnap, burglary in the 1st degree, armed robbery, aggravated robbery, theft of means of transportation, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. The arrest warrant lists a $100,000 bond amount, and that is what the state is asking for. Ms. Nagley, do you have any more information that you want to provide?
Yes, Judge. So based on the information that I have, the victim was home with an accomplice of the defendants. Her name was Jillian Fonseca. When she was there, she told the victim to leave the house unlocked. The victim did that approximately about 3 minutes after the Jillian was in the home. The defendant and another defendant entered through the unlocked door. The defendant was armed with a pistol. He placed the pistol in the victim's mouth and stated he would kill him if they did not give them what they wanted. The other 2 co-defendants then started to ransack the residence and started taking all of the victim's belongings, including credit cards, cash. They took the victim's keys for his car and his house. After that, the defendant demanded more information about the victim's work credit card and the passcode to the victim's phone. The 3 defendants made the victim go into the bathroom at gunpoint, and then they left with the victim's car. So for those reasons, Judge, and the fact that the defendant is on probation or parole, out of Colorado, we are asking for the $100,000 bond.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, I saw that it's alleged that he's on parole. I did not see a hold. He appears low on the failure to appear scale. I don't believe that he was previously arrested in this matter, and the alleged offense date occurred in February. He does maintain employment, and he was assessed at a 1, should pretrial be able to monitor him. So we would ask for pretrial release, particularly given that, again, I don't believe he was previously arrested in this matter, and he is low on the failure to appear scale. If the court is not inclined to do that, we would just ask for a reduction in the bond.
I'm going to order the $100,000 bond, cash or secured, release to pretrial. If that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th at 1:30. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Sandoval. The charge is please.
Oh, no, there was like two.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Samantha Ashley Sandoval.
Ms. Sandoval, you're being seen this morning on charges of possession of narcotics and possession of dangerous drug. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. The state is recommending that you be released to the third-party supervision of pretrial services, so that's what I'm going to do. Ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You're going to have what's called a smart court hearing on August 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You need to be at that hearing in Superior Court so that they can determine whether or not you're eligible for a diversion program. So if you are eligible for that diversion program, that could involve you doing some treatment in exchange for having these charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. You interested in that?
Maybe I think so. I'd have to talk to my attorney first.
Okay, sounds good. So you're going to do that on August 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Council, waive time for a PH?
Yes.
That'll be September 24th. So ma'am, make sure when you get released that you get in contact with your attorney at the legal defender's office and with pretrial services, and then be at Superior Court on the 19th at 9 o'clock, okay?
Thanks.
All right, you're excused.
Valencia.
Hello. Sorry, I was pepper mace last night. Assaulted with paper mace. Sorry.
Hey, sir, can you tell me your full name, please?
It's Francisco Javier Valencia Ruiz.
Hey, Mr. Valencia Ruiz, you are being seen this morning on charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office, and you have counsel seated with you right now. The state is asking for a $25,000 bond plus pretrial. I'll hear from Ms. Nagley.
Judge, it looks like based on the pretrial services report that he is on both misdemeanor and felony probation for domestic violence matters involving the same victim as the incident before the court today. He does have one prior violent conviction. He has 4 DV misdemeanor convictions. 2 of those do involve the same victim. 1 prior felony conviction. So he is facing mandatory prison time. He has an active NVCA flag. And given the nature of the allegations where he entered the victim's home and started pushing her around, and it looks like there was an active order of protection at the time as well, we are asking for the $25,000 bond.
Thank you. Defense?
And Your Honor, these are just allegations. It is verified that his sister can take him in. Right now, the charge as it stands looks like it's an F6. So on information and belief, just based on his indigency, we would ask for a lower bond should the court not be inclined to release him after pretrial.
Am I able to say something? Because there's no restraining order with this. There's.
You want to talk to him?
The information that the court has, sir, is that there is a restraining order. And it is still in place. It has not been dismissed. You are not allowed to have any contact of any kind with Danielle.
The police.
I am going to order that you be held on a $15,000 cash or secured bond, released to pretrial if that bond is posted. No contact of any kind with Danielle Damron.
There's no. I had to file a restraining order on behalf of the kids.
I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no further acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th at 1:30. Your excuse, sir.
Venezuela.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Yes, Stephen James Valenzuela.
Mr. Valenzuela, you are being seen this morning on a couple of matters. The first are new charges of organized retail theft, theft and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. Pretrial, or the state is recommending that I release you to pretrial services. So I'm going to follow that recommendation. Ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and do not go to any target.
I have no problem with that. Question.
Yes.
I am in the process of going to a rehab because I've been struggling with addiction, and so if I do go through with that, how do I attend my work?
So for right now, you've got a preliminary hearing date that's scheduled for August 30th, but that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing for an arraignment at a later date. So just stay in good contact with pretrial services and with your attorney at the legal defender's office. Let them know where you're at, what your status is, and how to get in touch with you so that they can let you know when your court date is. And if you're unable to make that court date, they can let the court know that you're in rehab.
So thank you.
Right. So that's as to the felony. And then you've got a misdemeanor warrant out of Justice Court for driving on a suspended from January of this year. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in that case. I'm ordering that you not drive without a valid driver's license. Your hearing date is going to be a little over a month away in Justice Court. That's going to be September 18th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So just get in touch with Justice Court if you're going to be in rehab at that time. Let them know where you're at so that you can get that hearing continued, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you so much.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Okay, Mr. Ivada, you are being seen this morning on a couple of matters. You've got a charge of possession of dangerous drugs and a charge of aggravated DUI. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you in both of those cases, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Looks like on the DUI, the state is asking for a $2,500 bond plus pretrial, and on the drugs, a $500 bond plus pretrial. Ms. Nagley, should I put him in smart court on the drug case since they're filed separately?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Am I getting released, Your Honor?
You're gonna find out.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Ma.
Okay. I'll hear from defense counsel.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. So I would just note that he is 56 years old and he's a longtime resident. His girlfriend was able to speak with pre-trial, and she verified his housing and can provide support and take, third-party custody of him and bring him to court. Any alleged errors of a similar nature are much older. So I would ask for pretrial release or for a reduction in the bond amounts suggested.
Please.
All right, on the DUI, I'm gonna order a $1,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. Actually, I'm gonna make that a $1,000 bond. Do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th. And then on the drug charge, we'll make that a $500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, and preliminary hearing date also on August 20th. So, sir, if you were to post those bonds, if you were to post those bonds, you would need to get in touch with pretrial services and find out when your next court date is, okay?
Your Honor, are we setting this for a court hearing?
Oh, yep. Thank you. So that is August 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we'll set the PH on that one for August 30th.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you, Ma. I'm sorry. Can I get back into the shit? I don't like breathing in here. I'm being just like, why, sir? I didn't do anything wrong. But back there, I go back to the phone. Yep.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please? Miss Icedo, you are being seen on a couple of different matters. The first is a new charge of transfer of a narcotic drug and aggravated assault on a police officer. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. The state is asking for a $1,000 bond plus pretrial services. Ms. Nagley?
Judge, given the nature of the offense, that she had drug-related stuff as well as assaulting a police officer who was in uniform, we are asking for the $1,000 bond. She does have 2 prior convictions. I understand that they are old. However, she does have an active NVCA flag and a history of failing to appear, and also is being seen, I believe this morning, on 2 pending misdemeanor cases where she has warrants out in those. So for those reasons, Judge, we are asking for the $1,000 bond.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, Mrs. Icedo is a lifelong resident, but she is currently homeless. The alleged victim in the police officer charge sustained minor injuries, allegedly. I had a chance to read the interim complaint. It looked like a very, very small amount of drugs. I would ask for a release to pretrial services, maybe with enhanced monitoring. Otherwise, just a nominal bond, again, given her indigency.
I'm going to order a $500 cash bond on this case, released to pretrial if that bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for August 20th. And then, we can talk about these city court cases. There's a couple of city court cases, criminal damage from, April 30th of this year and assault also from April 30th of this year, and warrants issued when you did not go to court on those cases. I'm gonna order that you be held on a $250 cash bond on your city court matters. And appoint the city public defender to represent you. You will be seen if you are still in custody by video. This 19th at 1:45.
Able to hear you. If you can repeat the court dates.
Sure.
I'm so sorry.
No problem. So city court is August 19th at 1:45. That's if she's still in custody. If she were to bond out, it's September 17th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then the felony PH date is August 20th. And legal defenders appointed.
Thank you.
And then or I'll find that some stuff so I just gotta get home. I just gotta get home and I have a bad separation.
Talk to your
Can you get a hold of love? Richard Love.
I can't do that. You need to get a hold of them. You get 5 minutes. Okay.
I have a couple questions about some cases so
Sure, yeah.
Ma'am, you're excused.
Oh.
So I have files here for the no name. Did he refuse again?
Refused again.
He refused again. I'm gonna order that he be brought to his initial appearance this evening. And if that needs to be by force, then so be it.
$18.
And then how about Mr. Rivera?
Did he refuse? He refused as well. So if we could continue that this evening as well, Your Honor.
What I'd rather do with him is set him for a no bond hearing because.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm seeing it's not bond.
Okay. Is that what the state would want?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. So we'll set that no bond hearing for August 15th at 2:30. And PH is August 20th. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.